Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Paul Pogba is happy to stay at Man United. Sky Sports recently said that Pogba can see a long-term future at Manchester United but may wait on contract extension. Pogba's current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. Not so long ago, Pogba rejected a new contract at Manchester United. The other week it said Pogba rejected a new £50 million contract offer at Man United, so reflecting on that it said he's set to leave this summer. Sky Sports said that Pogba is increasingly unlikely to sign a new Man United contract. Solskjaer did say though that Man United do remain in talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract. Now Man United must pay Paul Pogba $15 million in wages to sell up. Mino Raiola recently offered Liverpool the chance to sign Paul Pogba. Mino Raiola made Liverpool aware that Pogba could be signed this summer. Liverpool responded and said they're not interested in getting him this summer, but they may consider going for him in January. Depends on his contract situation. Liverpool are looking for an adequate replacement for Wijnaldum because he went to PSG. PSG have been relentlessly linked with Pogba. PSG have held talks with Paul Pogba's representatives. PSG are willing to offer $45 million for Pogba. Not so long ago, Pogba was discussing the personal terms with PSG. Said a few weeks ago that Pogba wants to join PSG. PSG want to partner Pogba alongside Wijnaldum in their midfield. Pogba's also been linked with Real Madrid. He's been linked with his former club Juventus. He did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. He's been linked with Barcelona and he's been linked with Inter Milan before, so he's had a long running transfer saga. I think we want around 60 million for Pogba if we are to sell him in this summer transfer window. Paul Pogba recently set decision date. He's unwilling to make a decision on his future until next summer. Man United stars have been working hard to persuade Pogba to stay. But like I've mentioned before, if we are to get rid of Pogba, we've got to get a good adequate replacement for him. Pogba is our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid $89 million for him. He's won 3 trophies at the club and he's enjoyed 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. We had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but we had to let him go due to limited appearances. Pogba produced his best performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury. Mino Raiola has been desperate to get Pogba out of the football club. He did a lot of talking last season. He made the announcement back in December last year. regarding Pogba. He says Pogba's career at Man United is over. He said he's unhappy and he has to leave and he's got no intentions of extending his contract. So, there you go. Saul Niguez, done deal next week. We've identified Saul Niguez as a potential replacement for Pogba. The representatives of Saul Niguez will travel to the UK tomorrow to hold talks with Manchester United and Liverpool. Man United and Liverpool are going to table offers. Atletico Madrid will sell Saul Niguez for around £40 million. Saul Niguez has a gentleman's agreement in place with Atletico Madrid. Saul Niguez has been a long-serving player at Atletico Madrid. He's been with them for a good 13 years or so now, so he's been with them since 2008, risen up their academy. He's got a contract with Atletico Madrid till 2026 because back in 2017 he signed a 9-year contract. He does have a release clause of 128 million. Atletico Madrid are going to get nowhere near his release clause though. He can be deployed as a central midfielder or a defensive midfielder. You know the news on Ruben Neves from Wolves. Wolves are ready to sell Ruben Neves to Manchester United. Wolves want around £35 million. Manchester United are leading Arsenal in the race to sign Ruben Neves. I'd certainly take Ruben Neves at Man United because I'm convinced if he came to Man United he'll replicate what he's done at Wolves, and he's proven in the Premier League, which is beneficial, and he's still young. He's got a lot of development in him. Ruben Neves has been at Wolves since 2017. Wolves paid £15.8 million for him from Porto. He's made 151 appearances in the Premier League for Wolves. He's got a contract with Wolves until 2024. He's a key player for Wolves though. You know, don't forget Wolves lost Diego Jota to Liverpool last year. And Wolves have really struggled without Jota. They also lost Matt Doherty to Tottenham. Eduardo Camavinga, you know, he's been another midfielder on our agenda. Fabrizio Romano did say that Man United have been in direct contact with Eduardo Camavinga, but it's not progressing. He says Man United love Camavinga and were interested in him. Rennes are prepared to sell him for £30 million. His current contract at Rennes expires next year. Declan Rice was on our agenda, but I heard now that Manchester United have given up on Declan Rice. I reckon Man United are going to make at least one more signing before the summer transfer window shuts. Solskjaer recently confirmed more signings are coming, so reflecting on that, Man United are not yet finished in this summer transfer window. Man United now have to sell some players though to finance more incomings. Solskjaer did say that he wants to make around 4 signings in this summer transfer window. But Man United are enjoying a very good summer transfer window. because Solskjaer is getting the players he wants to recommend in. And it's good that Solskjaer's getting the backing he deserves, because he wasn't backed enough for such a long time. This summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. So far, Man United have made 3 signings in this summer transfer window. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free transfer from Aston Villa, brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, and obviously we've brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid. As you all know, Fabrizio Romano said that Rafael Varane is planning to fly to Manchester from Madrid tomorrow, but Varane will have to quarantine. But Varane's medical, and the deal will be done next week. Solskjaer has spent over £100 million so far in this summer transfer window. But before the summer transfer window opened, it said Solskjaer was going to be given a £150 million transfer budget. Manchester United do have one pre-season friendly game left. That is against Everton on the 7th of August. And then after that, it's the new season. We were supposed to be playing Preston in a friendly, but obviously that game got called off because of COVID. We've played 3 pre-season friendly games. We've won 1, we've drawn 1, and we've lost 1. We've conceded 7 goals in 3 pre-season friendly games, which you can turn around and say is a concern, but I'm not bothered about pre-season. It's just building fitness levels up, and it's preparing for the new season. But the new season is going to be massive for Solskjaer, and he is aware of that. Solskjaer has got big expectations to exceed next season. Next season will be Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Manchester United manager, and Solskjaer definitely has to win a trophy at Man United next season. He's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, and that's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Solskjaer's decision making's got to improve, because in a lot of the games he's managed so far at Man United, he has been tactically naive. But Solskjaer's ambition for the new season is to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. Obviously, there's United fans that are very sceptical that we're going to win a title under Ole. As you all know, last weekend, Solskjaer signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year, so he signed a new 3-year deal. Obviously, a lot of United fans disagreed with us giving him the new 3-year contract, because he won't see out this new 3-year contract. Like I've said to you before, Solskjaer is not the long-term manager for Man United. Despite us signing Sancho and Varane, it doesn't change my perception on the manager. But I do believe Solskjaer does deserve at least next season. These United fans that are Ole in, there's also United fans that are Ole out. I've criticised Solskjaer a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United, but obviously I've had my reasons behind it. Solskjaer has now been in charge of Man United for almost 3 years. Like I've said before, the reason he is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved his job. disregarding being a club legend, I'm very sceptical that he'd have been here now. Because we have enjoyed very bad periods under Ollie where he's been extremely close to getting sacked. Before Solskjaer was with us, he was at Mulder. He won a few Norwegian titles at Mulder, but they're not a big club. He enjoyed 2 spells at Mulder before he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was terrible. He only enjoyed a short tenure with Cardiff, and Ollie managed the Man United reserve team for a couple of years, so he watched some of the team grow and develop. But you know, when we have been inconsistent, and when we are inconsistent, not all of the blame stems from Solskjaer. Obviously he's accountable for certain things, but obviously there's certain players that have had to take the blame, because there's still certain players at Man United that are not good enough to represent the club. And like I said, the board have been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. Woodward, he's been one of the biggest issues at the club for a while. Woodward's leaving Man United. Ed Woodward has had a 16-year association with the club. Obviously he's been accountable for how poor our recruitment policy was for such a long time, plus in recent years we've overpaid for players. And the Glazers, a lot of United fans were demanding them out. A lot of United fans were protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season. You know, the Glazers have put us in so much debt. The Glazers have been at Man United for a good 16 years or so. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. But to be fair, the Glazers are backing Solskjaer in this summer transfer window. Joe Glazer, on the 4th of June, which was earlier on this year, attended a fans forum, his first attendance in 15-16 years, and he promised Manchester United fans that Solskjaer would get the funds that are available. So there you go. You know, there's things I've got to credit Ollie for. I think he has made good signings as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer has brought 13 players in, and he's spent just over 400 million, you know, in the transfer windows he has enjoyed. In the summer of 2019, Ollie recommended Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odi Nigalo in on loan. We let Nigalo go in January. In the summer of 2020, which was last summer, he brought Edison Cavani in, Donny van der Beek, Alex Telles, Amad Diallo Traore and Facundo Pellistri. Pellistri's now back at us, but we did loan him out in January. Last summer we got 4 of those players on deadline day. And in this summer transfer window so far, like I mentioned, he's brought Tom Eaton in, Jadon Sancho and Raphael Varane. Solskjaer's got rid of a lot of players since he's come in, which he knew he had to do. In Ollie Solskjaer's first full season, he got us to 3 semi-finals and he got us a 3rd place finish. He did well in quite a lot of aspects last season, which was his 2nd full season. He got us to the Europa League final, the EFL Cup semi-final, the FA Cup quarter-final. Got us a 2nd place finish as well last season. And last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League. Solskjaer's more or less given everybody their chances to express themselves, including the young players. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth. And Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin, and he knew he had a lot to do when he came in. But you've got to turn around and say, yeah, he's done a pretty good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager, because he was inheriting a lot of the deadwood, and he's still inheriting some deadwood now. You know, he's inheriting Juan Mata, who Moyes brought in. He's inheriting some players that Louis van Gaal brought in, and he's inheriting some players that Jose Mourinho brought in. But like I said, I think Ole is our best manager since Ferguson. He's our fourth permanent manager since Ferguson. You know, since Ferguson we sacked David Moyes after 10 months. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years despite him winning the FA Cup, and we sacked Jose Mourinho after like 2.5 years. Mourinho won the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield in his first season. He also got us a second place finish in his first season, so you can say Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United. But the reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes with the top players, and in general the board weren't backing the signings that he wanted to recommend in. Don't forget, Mourinho did make it clear to our board at the time that he wanted to get a centre-half in, and he didn't get the centre-half he wanted in. But we haven't been the same team since Ferguson retired. Obviously, a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go downhill when Ferguson retired. We'll never be the team was under Ferguson, not in my lifetime anyway. You know, Ferguson enjoyed what, a 26, 27 year tenure at Man United. You know, he won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles, so reflecting on that, Fergie brought success to the club, but there again, Fergie didn't settle in straight away, because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United, so that just shows you that it takes some managers time to settle in. We're obviously going to offload players in this summer transfer window. We need to. So I think there's a good chance we're going to loan Brandon Williams out to gain him more experience and to get him a lot more opportunities, because Williams is our third choice left back. He seldom plays for us. Personally, I think we should offload Tellez, because Tellez hasn't been given enough opportunities at Man United. He's made 23 appearances. Tellez has only enjoyed 1 season at the club. When we got Tellez last year, I expected him to be our first choice left back immediately, but didn't happen. He's our second choice left back. The reason we brought Tellez in was to provide competition for Luke Shaw. Inter Milan recently said they're interested in getting him on loan, and a few weeks ago Sky in Italy said that Roma were in talks to sign Alex Tellez as a replacement for the injured Leonardo Spinazzola. Tellez is set to miss the start of the new season with an ankle injury that he picked up last week. So he's going to miss the games against Leeds, Southampton and Wolves. We got Tellez for 15.4 million. He's got a contract with Man United until 2024. Yeah, we definitely need to offload Phil Jones. We have agreed to let Axel Tuanzebe go out on loan. I heard that Newcastle are interested in him. I think we've definitely got to offload Diego Dalot. We did get Diego Dalot under the Jose Mourinho era from Porto. We loaned him out to AC Milan last season. Andres Pereira, got to offload him. He was out on loan with Lazio last season. I think Pereira is interested in making a move to Turkish side Fenerbahce, I heard. We've definitely got to offload Jesse Lingard as well. I want us to offload Matic, but I don't think we're going to in this summer transfer window. Donny van der Beek's also got to go because he hasn't been given enough starts at Man United. I think we've also got to offload Anthony Martial. But a lot of players are going to stay at Man United, like I've mentioned, and I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.